What is up, guys? It is Saucy Posse here, back with another video, and today we are going to be doing number 24 of predicting every NFL team's NFL record. And as you can see by the title of this video, we are doing the LA Rams, who has many ups and downs during these past 10 years, to say the least. I'm sorry if you hear some stuff in the background. It is super windy here in New Mexico, and but anyways, let's just get right into the video. But make sure to like and subscribe, because once we hit 50 subscribers, I will be doing an Xbox gift card giveaway, which is actually just over there, the Xbox gift card. But let's just get right into the video. Week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. This is actually a very entertaining game. It definitely was a very scoring game last year. I think this could really prove if both teams are going to be contenders for their division. Obviously, we know the Cowboys and the Eagles, which are the first two teams that we're going to play against, are some decent teams with bad divisions that still are bound to be in the playoffs. And the Rams, well, they have the toughest division in the league, and that people are like, they're either going to be bad or they're going to be good, which I believe that is actually correct. It is in LA. And I think Dallas are going to take this one. I think the race between Philly and Dallas isn't going to be what it was last year with both of the teams going 9-7 and 8-8. That's horrible. I think they're going to have more like a 10-6 season going on here, and I'm excited because I think both these teams have great potential. So this can be an L for the Rams. I'm sorry, Rams fan. This may not be a great video for you, but it really does depend on the schedule, because you guys do play against the two easiest divisions in the league, the NFC East and the AFC East. But week 2 is going to be another L against Philadelphia. Like I said, both of these teams are going to be threats right here, and even this third one. They are some very good teams that have a lot of potential going into the season. Whoever comes out of that NFC East, hopefully has a good record. If not, that's disappointing, and it's tough to be a football fan who goes 11-5 and still doesn't make the playoffs if you are somebody from this NFC West or maybe even the NFC North. Week 3 against the Buffalo Bills. These are 3 tough games, no question about it. Week 1, Cowboys. Week 2, Eagles. Week 3, Bills. Those are 3 teams that I have very high hopes on, or I think are going to do very well. And by the way, I hate the Cowboys, so I'm saying this being like a hater of the Cowboys. But the Bills, this Bills team is special. People are like, Josh Allen's horrible. I don't know what you're talking about. He led a horrible Bills team with no offensive threats on the offensive side to the playoffs. Wound up. What was it? Did they lose in the first? Did they lose in the wild card? Or, dude, I'm so confused. I don't know, but he led them to the playoffs. This is a young quarterback that led them to the playoffs, and with even more experience under his belt going into the season, it's going to be tough to do anything. And the LA Rams, well, this offense definitely needs to improve. That defense is very good. The wide receiver core is really pretty solid for the LA Rams as we're going into week 4. Yeah, they're 0-3 so far, in my opinion. But really, the Giants is going to be a good game for Jared Goff to prove himself, because, in my opinion, I don't think Jared Goff is a good quarterback. Because we look at his wide receiver threats. This is one of the best wide receiver core in the league. Before Brandon Cooks left, Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are 2 great players, and you can't double team one of them, because that means the other one's going to get open. So, and Goff didn't really prove himself last year. Had a horrible year. Yes, the year before, played great. They had a healthy Todd Gurley that was playing the best football of his life. That's the problem, is the Rams did wound up to get a 7-9 record, even with a bad year from Todd Gurley. That's all on the defensive side of things. They were playing some amazing defense with Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, and Corey Littleton, who I believe is off the team. So I'm not sure if he is, though. Yeah, comment down below if Littleton is off the team, because I believe he is. But anyways, like still a great defense with John Johnson, who is horrible in Madden, but a very solid safety in real life. It's really going to be on the defensive side of things to see if the Rams can get a wild card spot or even pull out a division win, which I think they can get out of them. This is easily going to be a win against the Giants. I think the Giants have potential, but get them in a few years and they're going to be a top team. I promise you that. And then next week against the Washington football team, they went from three hard games to two bad games and then back against the 49ers. But Washington football team did not get. I think Jared Goff has two ways he can prove himself: one against the Giants and one against the Washington football team. Because I think Cam Akers is a very good fantasy pickup if you guys want some fantasy input. But and I think he's young enough where maybe against these two teams they can try to see if it works, because I've seen Jared Goff and he needs a good running back. We've seen the production that Todd Gurley had when they went to the Super Bowl. It was higher than any other years, and they've had some quarterback struggles in the past years. I know that being a Seahawks fan, playing against them twice every year. Jared Goff is not the right person, in my opinion. They either should tank this year or they should try to win and see if they can get a trade this offseason or next offseason. But Jared Goff isn't really the move, in my opinion. Cam Akers, yes. The defense, very much so. That defense has a lot of talent going on it. But week 6, that's going to be a dub, by the way, if you didn't know. But week 6, San Francisco 49ers. People are saying they're going to have the same year. I'm sort of disagreeing with that. They did lose to Forrest Buckner, and I don't think Jimmy G is a top quarterback. I think they had to rely on the running backs. I think Raheem Mostert is great. I do think he sort of he might be a one-hit wonder, to be completely honest. I think Matt Breida was a great running back, and I think he's going to have a great year with Miami, a team that's definitely pretty young. And I think Nick Bosa is great. The defense is what made them win games. Kittle, best tight end in the league. The thing is, can Jimmy Garoppolo throw dots? And in my opinion, the Rams can't stop George Kittle no matter what. But the thing is, can they stop the offense in a whole? I'm going to say yes, but I'm also going to say that defense is going to tear Goff into shreds. So I'm gonna have to take the 49ers. They might split, which is what I'm gonna predict, just because I do think these two teams either have very high hopes or very low hopes for the season. And I mean, I think the 49ers are going to have still a decent season as long as they can run the ball efficiently and that defense plays like they did last year. Week 7 against the Bears. That Bears team's pretty dang good. I did the Bears video yesterday. Link will be in the description. But the Bears team's pretty solid. It's the defense. This is going to be a defensive battle. We all know that the Bears are well known for a great defense that they have. The Rams, sort of. But Aaron Donald's the best player in the league, in my opinion. And Jalen Ramsey's a top 5 cornerback in the league as well. It's going to be a defensive battle with two quarterbacks that everybody's like, these guys are trash. They need to prove themselves in this game. I think the Bears are definitely going to win in this one. It is in LA, but I think the problem is all with Goff. Cooper Kupp, great wide receiver. Robert Woods, great wide receiver. They had Brandon Cooks last year. He's on the Texans now, but Brandon Cooks, and he still only wound up with a 7-9 record, which was basically because of the defense. Week 8 against the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins team a lot. Maybe in a few years they can come to that high level that I'm expecting for them with Tua Tagovailoa and Matt Breida. And as well Byron Jones. This is not the year. I think Goff can shred up a defense with basically only Jerome Baker and Byron Jones, which by any means, it's not bad, but I think this is another time that Jared Goff needs to prove himself, and if not, this team is going to lose a lot of games. And I'm not saying Jared Goff's horrible. I'm saying last year he proved to us that he was not a top quarterback, and he can't not have a running back for them to win games. Week 9 bye. I took the Rams in that one, by the way. Seahawks, Bucks, 49ers. 3 tough games, right? The Seahawks is going to be an L. I think they're going to take the dub in this one and take the L in the other one. The Rams somehow get away with games in their home turf against some good teams. Last year, they blew out the Seahawks in Sunday Night Football, and I sort of expect the same, even though it's not the greatest team I've ever seen in my life. But I do expect a little bit of goodness, and if Aaron Donald could prove pressure, which he has in the past few years, this team can be a threat, no question about it, and that's why I'm taking the Rams against even my own Seahawks. You won't see a Seahawks fan that says they're going to lose to the Rams anytime soon, who's that unbiased. But Bucks, this is going to be an L. Tom Brady's great. Tom Brady versus Goff, we know who's going to win that one. Don't care what that defense says. Brady has gone against harder, worse, better defenses and still come up on top. Yes, he is washed, but the wide receivers he's looking with is the best he's had ever in his career. So don't tell me that Brady's washed or whatever, or like can't throw, can't win a game this season. He's going at like 11-5, 12-4, something like that. Week 12, 49ers. I said they were going to split games. My reasoning, like the same reasoning for the Seahawks, as well as I don't think I trust enough in Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think I do trust enough in Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey may be on somebody like Deebo Samuel or Jonathan Ayuk, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him on Kittle to try to really get in his head. Week 13 against the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are really good. I think they have a lot of potential, and I'm saying this as DeAndre Hopkins got his extension, which is a huge deal. The defense is looking good with Budda Baker and Chandler Jones. That can easily lock up, especially with Pat B, 2 good wide receivers that hopefully Goff can hit as targets. If Goff can give us one good year, I might respect him, and I think they can go pretty far if Cam Akers can grow as a player. Week 14, Pats. Y'all are saying that the Pats are going to be something special. Their entire defense opted out except for Stephon Gilmore and Devin McCourty. I think you guys are crazy when you're saying the Pats are going to have a good year. Cam Newton isn't the same Super Bowl 50 Cam Newton that we've seen. He is old, and that's why he was let go by the Panthers. Or he's not old, he just wasn't playing his good ball with the Panthers. With the Panthers, and Julian Edelman, not even close to a top 15 wide receiver in my opinion. Jets, this is going to be a dub. Both of those games are dubs. This is why I'm saying the Rams could have a decent record, especially playing against these 2 teams. That's just going to be an easy dub. They lost C.J. Mosley to opting out. They lost Jamal Adams. They want a tank. No question about it. Week 16 in Seattle. This is going to be an L. Seattle has one of the toughest home fields in the world. And I think Russell Wilson may even win the MVP this year, and that isn't even being biased. Check out some other people's videos about the MVP predictions for the NFL, and I guarantee some of them will say Russell Wilson. Week 17 against the Cardinals, this is going to be an L. They are going to get swept by the Cardinals, in my opinion. Not sure why. I think Kyler Murray's a great quarterback, and I'm not saying Kyler Murray's a top 15. I don't think he had that great of a year. I am saying that defense is studly, and with DeAndre Hopkins, you can do anything. But let me count up the records, and I'll be back in a second. This may not surprise you guys, but after going over it, they will end up with the same record they had last year. This is a little bit of a tough schedule. As you see, these first three teams are tough. The division's the hardest in the league, and then you play against the Bucks as well. But I think Rams fans, you have a good future if Goff proves himself. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those bells so you don't miss any of my uploads. But peace.